Alright, this is Scott Dodson. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go through basically a live reading. Somebody asked me a question. I've been trying to get back to them for a while, and I'm going to go through my little ritual here. Yes, I am lighting a candle. I do like to work with candles. And I'm drawn to my deck right here, my Druidcraft deck. Normally I use my regular deck, but I'm drawn to this deck, so being drawn to this deck, that's obviously the deck I'm going to use. Since I haven't used this deck a whole lot, what I'm going to do is I like to look at the cards, just go through them to make sure they are in my subconscious. This lets my subconscious know where everything's at very quickly. And also, if the cats have knocked them off or anything of that matter, they do get up on my desk. So I like to do this real quickly. Then I want to do a bit of a chakra opening. I like to open up my chakras, ask for help. And I'm even actually going to sage my cards. I usually do this before I start any type of readings if I'm going to be doing a bunch of readings. Whether it helps or not, I don't know. It's just simply a ritual. I think that something I'm used to. So, a lot of rituals are within your subconscious and, your personal belief system. At one point, I think a lot of us are taught to believe different things. This works, or whatever. So you do it, and you have that belief that it works. So that's what you do. Now, I have a pop up coming up. Trying to sell me something. Either way, oh, something I like to do is right here. Boom, I have white sage, I have rosemary that I like to use. We grow it right here at the house. I like the smell of it better. I do white sage occasionally, but I like to do my cards with this. And at the same time, I have a tendency because of doing a lot of medium work. I like to call in guides, and it was just within my mind. Short little prayer. I'm surrounded by the pure white light of God and Goddess. Nothing but good shall come to me. Nothing but good shall go from me. I give thanks. I like to. Of course, I have a lot of Native American heritage, so I think this has a lot of connection. The purifying aspect. So I will set all this stuff back out of the way here. Oh, I like to have a candle burning, and I've got a big thing with purple and white. I got white candles here and purple candles. Anyway, open chakras ground. like to do what's called running energy. Bring energy up from the earth and actually open an eighth chakra and bring it down. The male female aspect. Everything in nature has the male and female. Run that energy through me. Okay, now this reading is going to be about. I got a friend of mine on Facebook had asked me a simple question about a dog. Now you know dogs. Our animals, our pets, they become like family members to us. Um, so having some issues and kind of worried that they may lose the dog. I'm going to use my Cross of Truth spread. Love that spread. It's quick and easy. Get some answers with it, but I want to go ahead and record this video live of how I go through things. And normally what I would do, I'm probably going to show the cards just for the video purpose. I don't like to do that. Well, actually, no, I'm going to do it my normal way. I don't like to do that. Because to me, what's the sense of me sitting there showing a bunch of cards, especially if it's people who don't know what the cards are, what they mean, or anything like that, unless there's something on the card that does stand out to me, and I show the card, and it registers, it'll register with them, or it's something very, very significant that does stand out. To me, there's no sense in really showing the cards. They don't want to hear about the cards. They're not coming to you for a tarot lesson. They're coming to you for answers. So, and I get chills that go actually down my legs normally. I like to cut. I make 2 cuts and then pick them up. I've had some teachers swear up and down, "Oh, if you cut the cards, you mess them up." Blah blah blah. That's crap. If you're a reader, do it your way. Do what's comfortable for you, the way you've learned it, the way you like to practice it. Do it that way, because that's absolutely ridiculous. Um, it's do it my way or you're wrong, and that's a bunch of garbage. So anyway, also a very short meditative. I'm taking my glasses off. I don't like to read with my glasses on. I am using the Cross of Truth. One, two, to my right, 3, to my left, 4, and 5. And the first thing I want to do is look over everything and pick up what energy is going on. And what stands out, one, I have one wand, and here his wand is standing out, but you have to notice very sharp energy. She's worried about somebody taking her dog away. You have a sword, and a sword. Right there, there's a lot of talk, a lot of negative, sharp energy that's going on. So what I actually have, I have the 2 of Swords here. This defines this situation, the need to make a choice. And this is what I'm thinking about immediately right off the bat is it feels to me which path to go, which road to go. Should the dog be taken somewhere else and given to somebody else for a while? That's what I kind of feel with this. So there's kind of, with the 2 of Swords, it's sitting on the fence. I don't know what to do. That type of feeling. that she's going on. She has a decision that she has to make, and she's sitting on the fence about it, and she's not making the decision. To me, I'm pulled to my left side here, so it's the more intuitive and going with your heart type situation. But I do feel like there is somebody else involved with this, and that too again. But it's coming up to me, and it seems to be somebody. I want to say an aunt, somebody's aunt, or but that's what it feels like. That's the way I'm getting it. Somebody who maybe can keep the dog for a while or something like that to keep it safe. So I'm going to go ahead and go with that. And that would be more of that feeling that's coming from that left side of a connection to me, of more somebody who's going to be closer, of a family type member. So the basis of the situation is she has to make some kind of choice. She has to make some kind of decision here. Now, this right here, the hopes, the Queen of Swords comes up, and that's to be somebody who acts strong, somebody who stands their ground. And the tree is standing out, but this tree that's standing out has nothing on it, not giving in, not showing that you have that going to give anything to anybody. It's a bare tree. This Queen of Swords is usually somebody that's very, very, very cold. But, the feeling is she feels that she's right. In her mind, she's right. The dog was actually one that was taken in, that was a rescue dog, and she feels that she's right and hasn't done anything wrong. So there's a whole lot about justice, when this comes up. This has a strong connection with the Justice card. I'm trying to kind of go over the tarot stuff with this as well. And her foot seems to stand out to me too. There's a curve there. And the toe on this foot is separated a little bit. Almost as if it's a hand trying to grasp or hold on to something. And this would almost make me feel like tiptoeing, kind of walking on eggshells, but there's something about that curve that stands out too. Um, but this also tells me that there's some kind of legal implications. Oh my God, that's where I talk silly all the time. Implications that could have, um, yeah, around the kids and stuff. Silly little stuff I'll say, especially a 2-year-old. But anyway, this central card here, what is telling me more than anything is she has this feeling and she wants to be seen that she is right. She is in the right, and be very firm and stand her ground. Now over here, what's good and what's going for her seems to be. Now that's the bad thing about this is a 10 of Wands. Now there is a lot of stress, there is a lot of pressure that's on your back when this shows up, and but the thing is, it is about responsibility. With the dog, I'm going to say is, of course, it's the path is standing out. So you've came quite a long ways with the dog. It's been a long path. It's been a long journey with it, and you've been responsible because this card is about being responsible. So that shows a very, very positive energy there, even though right now you're worn out, you're tired, you're carrying this heavy load on your back because you're worried about people that's going to take it. Now over here in the 3 of Swords, and immediately the first thing that stands out is that 3, and I get 3 people that's going to be involved with that, that's trying to basically, they know that the dog is the most important thing, and they're the ones who basically want to cut your heart out. The holes stand out on this card here for me. It's got holes on it. I'm going to go ahead and show that. But the first thing is there seems to be one main leader, and two followers, I think it's almost like a hierarchy. There's one main leader, one that's kind of like them, and the other one seems to be like a follower for some reason. Um, that's how that stands out. So I get three people that's involved with this situation, and that's the thing. I've had this issue with this card before, with this standing out like a hand, and for some reason it still feels like a hand, and it feels like it's poking in my hand or in my knuckles, and I don't know exactly what that is about. The three holes as if it's a hand. I'm not exactly sure what that means. Um, I'll get some information on that. And the tree that's standing out here has some limbs over here that's standing out. The tree behind it has some little tiny small limbs that are standing out on this. And over here, there is almost like a smoke in the clouds. So again, and that smoke is that very darkness. Somebody who has some, it makes me feel like a grudge, or I've always had something very, very negative that's going on with that. Also, obviously, it's somebody who they have every intention to give harm and hurt somebody. That's what they want to do. They want to tear somebody's heart out because of exactly what reason, I don't know. I think it has something to do with one, that darkness that's happened, maybe between these people within the past, and something about those holes has that connection. Like I said, it almost feels like it's something with a hand or something. Maybe somebody was hit. I don't know. Maybe that has a whole lot to do with it. But either way, that right there, I've got one main person, I have somebody else, and they seem to be very, very close, and that third person is kind of a tag along. Okay. So overall, what I have is I get the Magician reversed. Now, this is the thing about this. The Magician reversed is the trickster, and he is pointing right here with this woman here. Now, this woman here is somebody who is very, very intelligent, and I think what she's wanting to do is outsmart, you know, whatever the situation is, wanting to be smarter than the other people and trying to trick them. But the only thing is, you're not very popular when this magician comes up reversed. I would be very careful with communications, because communications don't seem to go over very well. And at the same time, this can be an authority figure, and like I like to do with this is pull three cards. Now, I do get maybe having a job and working and everything, and I get a very, very, the Ace of Cups. So there's some type of new relationship and new feelings that's coming out, and I get the Ace of Pentacles. So these extra cards right here, I get Pentacles, Cups, Pentacles. This is here is something about doing work, doing good work, and whatever. And I still feel that there's a thing laying here on his desk, and again, it's pointing to this center person. I think there is an older person that's involved, maybe an aunt or something like that, saying, as long as you're working and maybe feeding the dog or whatever, allow me to take care of the dog for a while. There's also a new relationship. Maybe there's been an issue or a problem with the relationship with this person. I don't really know, but some type of new relationship that's starting, and I think that's going to help out a whole lot with it. The Ace of Pentacles is also something new in a foundation. Now, it's not a dog, but there is a bear that's stand here, which is, the dog is a small dog, but the bear in this picture, completely different color and everything, but it makes me feel that there is the animal there. And as I'm looking at the bear, and yes, the star is very, very large on this card right here. I'm not showing the cards here, but it stands out. And what that star is standing out is giving me a very, very strong connection that things, in the end, what's going to happen is you're going to try to be sneaky, okay? And the only way it's not really going to work trying to be sneaky. Okay, you're not going to be able to communicate if you're trying to hide something. This is the trickster card anyway, and it's saying that you're going to have to obviously trick somebody. And I think while you're at work or something of that manner, that there is somebody else, and I will still want to say an aunt or somebody who is like that, that maybe they can take care of the dog. Um, and on top of that, there's a relationship that's going to start, that's going to spark with this entire situation. And that's the crazy thing. Even though you have this very negative situation that's going on with the swords, what decision you have to make and everything, this here tells me that you have to be very, very slick. But the problem is, um, you have you don't know as much as you think you know. Okay, you're trying to pretend that you know as much. You're trying to come off as this person here, someone who is very intelligent and so forth. This is where you need to worry and what you need to worry about. Because what you think you know, you don't know as much about it as you're trying to make other people believe and what you may personally think. I don't know if that makes sense. I'm sure it probably will. That's why it's so much easier. And I just had the feeling to grab the deck and pop it open, and I get the Princess of Pentacles, and she's reversed. So again, and the Princess of Pentacles with me is all about learning. New things, new money, and so forth. It comes up reversed, so there has to be a connection there, or I wouldn't have had that be drawn to just pop the deck open and look at it right there. So what I'm telling you, as long as you're working and everything, and you're able to take care of it, there is somebody that's there that you're going to start up some kind of a new relationship with this Ace of Cups here, and they're going to, I think, set that new foundation. As long as you're working, I believe in taking care of the dog. They're willing to help you out. Is the way I get this, because this is a central card. And even though this represents both you and this other person, this person, of course, is an older person. And I'm going to say the number 46 just came to mind. Okay, so I'm going to say she's probably 46. And feels that you're right as well. This is a wrong thing, and willing to help justice wise. So what I'm telling you, if you're trying to trick people, if you live in a place where you're not supposed to have the dog or anything in that manner, which I believe this is the case, I don't really know, but that's what I get with it. Um, this right here says you're going to be try to be slick, you're going to try to be sneaky, but that's not going to work. Okay, it may work for a little while, but people aren't stupid now, unless this older person happens to be somebody who's in charge of the place you live or something like that. Now that's a whole different ballgame. But to me, it almost feels like it's more attached. It feels like it's this is a card of being detached, and I get that detached feeling. So it's not where you're at. It's a little bit off, maybe close to where you work. I don't really even know, or somebody connected with work. To me, it felt like an aunt, and I'm going to say that. And the age of 46. Now I'm here in 42. Okay, so there's 46 and 42. Originally, I said 46. I don't know why I'm getting 42 now. Um, that may be two people that's involved there. I don't really know. So either way, this looks to me, as long as you're working and you're able to take care of the dog and so forth, I think there is somebody there that's going to help you. You may be in a situation to where, if the dog, of course, is taken, or somebody tries to have the dog taken, you're going to allow somebody else to keep the dog for you, or somebody who is willing to help you out in that situation and keep the dog for you for a while, just so until things smooth over, or whatever this group of people you're hanging around having issues with, I would personally stay away from them. I get away from them, and I'm going to go ahead and end this. I took a lot of time doing that reading. So, my advice to you, a lot of people always want a yes or no. That when you come up to, excuse me, getting answers for anything, it's not always a yes or no. People want yes, they want no. You're a lot better off to give the information that you get, and trying to help. And my advice would be, allow this other person, whoever she may be, to help you out. To me, it's almost as if you're doing right, you're working, you're taking care of the dog, and so forth. I think, I don't even know if the view of you is okay with this lady, because she seems to be very, very cold. That Queen of Swords is a very cold person, but she's also somebody who is very honest, somebody who's very upright, and so forth. If you know, and that's the way you're going to have to be. You know, if you're working and you do your part and you take care, they are going to help you out with this situation. Um, it's not an easy situation. I understand that, but at the same time, I think you're gonna start, and you're gonna build a relationship with this person as well. So that's going to make things a whole lot better, and you're gonna set a new foundation with, maybe building a healthier relationship, new trust, and everything. Because for some reason, that coldness that comes off with that, seems to be, it almost makes me feel as though there's something that's happened in the past, or there's been some kind of issues. There's somebody who is very upright and honest, and if there's been any lies or manipulation or anything of that manner done with this person, they're not trusting, and this is your chance to learn to begin to have a new relationship with this person, and show that you are trustworthy, and that's what you're going to have to do. uh, and I think if they do that and see that you're doing things right and being responsible and so forth, I think that's going to help you. So, as far as trying to be sneaky and keep the dog, if you're keeping the dog in a place that you're not supposed to have it, I don't think that's going to work out. I think you need to find somebody who's going to help you out with this situation, at least for a little while, at least, to get these people off your back, and you know just let it blow over. And it almost, I get 3 months, but it's going to take 6 months for it to completely be over. It'll feel like it's safe in about 3 months, but it won't be, because there's something that's going to happen in the summertime. There's a party that's going to come up, and I don't know if drinking or alcohol or anything of that manner has anything to do with it, but these are going to be people that are going to be around. So within a 6 month period, I think that's, well, actually, you're on the other side of the world now that I think about it. So anyway, yeah, for me it'll be summertime. For you it'll be wintertime. So 3 months it'll start to feel safe, but it almost feels like 3 months they show up again. And then after that point, if the dog's hidden or you don't have the dog or anything, from that point on they'll think, okay, we won, and blah blah blah. Give it a few months and boom. So it may take a 6 month period for this to work out. That's the way I clairvoyantly what I'm picking up. And this situation, I'm getting feel like the number 3. It feels like it started about 3 weeks ago, and for some reason I keep getting a flash of yellow saying caution, caution, caution. So about 3 weeks ago, again connected with that 3, that this situation started. Okay, I'm cutting that off. That's how that's going to work out. And I, stay in touch with me, get back with me, let me know how things are working.